Thanks for sitting through that, guys.
Yeah.
Now we'll talk to you guys.
Yes. As always, you can reach us on Twitter using the hashtag.
No, shut up.
not like that.
They're here now.
Okay.
We could do it right here in front of them.
Yes, we could do it live from PAX East 2019 in Boston, Massachusetts.
Stop making them do things. So there's a mic back there. Can we grab that mic and like hand it around? Can I have like a guy? Greg.
Greg.
Want to grab that mic and like,
All right.
if someone wants to raise their hand, we'll like have him like pick you out and you guys can ask us questions and stuff. Greg, just whoever appeals to you.
Yeah.
All right. Can you just? He's coming. He's going.
He's going.
How's it going, man?
Going well. Why did you decide to start the Wulff Den?
All right, so that's this guy.
Me, hi.
He was a film major in college, and I was like, yo, you should do YouTube, because that's where all the cool kids are at, and that'll get you to film stuff. And he didn't say anything for like 2 weeks, and then he's like, okay, I think I want to do that, but you got to do it with me. And I was like, okay. And now here we are.
Yeah.
So he does the comic book stuff,
Yeah.
and I do the video.
I felt like it was important to have somebody like do it with you because it's like hard to do on your own.
I
think
that
he's
helped
the
a
only
lot.
person I trust with anything like this. So.
It definitely helped a lot because we're not the type of people to want to like talk to the camera. Or at least I'm not the type of people to want to like the type of people. I'm not the type of person who wants to talk to a camera. I got like very uncomfortable doing it at least in the very beginning. Even if you watch those episodes, they're like horrible. But you aren't. You don't care.
No,
You don't
I could
about
care
anything.
less. Yeah.
So most of the time I would pretend the camera was him, which is very easy. And that's why it's so natural for us to just talk about this stuff all the time. So that's how we started, and that's how we just kept going, because we just kept each other going, making the same thing every single week over and over again. So yeah. Thank you. Next. Who else? Question?
Do you
Hello.
you guys ever play Halo?
Yes.
Yes.
Not much.
I used to play like Halo multiplayer back in the day with my friends because they all had Xboxes. But recently, when I got my Xbox One, it came with Master Chief Collection, and I played through the first game finally. And I can see why people like it. It still holds up pretty well, except the driving sections; those suck. And the big climax of the game is a driving section.
Yeah, I know that much.
Like,
I used to play Halo 3 multiplayer like a little bit.
We played the first Halo game I actually tried to like sit down and play was Reach, and that's a game I gave up on halfway through because I'm like, I'm not having fun with this.
I think I did 2 co-op.
Yeah.
And that was cool. But I think the first one I actually played by myself was ODST, which is not a good one to start off with. But yeah, I played that's how I started getting into the Halo 3 multiplayer. But that's about all our experience with Halo.
Yeah.
I'll play the next one.
Yeah.
Next one looks like it might be cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
Oh, hello.
Question, I don't know who's going to be able to answer it better, but I have recently gotten more into platformers as well as like.
Oh, baby,
I have a huge backlog of JRPGs, which. Most of my problem with those is continuations of stories.
Quit your job and then you'll be able to finish the JRPGs.
Yeah. But I was curious. Does Sonic Mania I've played a lot of the other Sonic games on the GameCube, but I'm wondering if Sonic Mania has anything with the storyline linked with any of the comics.
It's connected to the original Genesis games. I would say it's almost a direct sequel to Sonic 3.
And it has some characters that got popular in the comics.
Yeah.
What are their names?
Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying
What about the
Squirrel.
ones in the sand level?
The sand level?
They're like on the wanted posters.
Oh,
no, they're the bad guys.
They're the bad guys. Knack.
Well,
No, Knack and was the other guy? Bean the Dynamite.
yeah, like those guys. They've got people that are in the comics and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chaotix and that. Okay.
But they're not connected to like the GameCube. Are you thinking of like
Sonic Adventure.
Sonic Adventure?
So yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
the last one I played was Sonic Adventure, and I got really into that story.
Yeah.
And then I played the Genesis ones. Actually, Genesis was my first system, so I was just wondering if there was any connecting storyline between any of them.
No, unfortunately, I too want a Sonic Adventure 3, but that's not looking like it's gonna happen anytime
I want to
soon.
play with chows again. That's
Yeah.
one of the best things I had about that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people like the Chow part.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like a Chow game. That'd be awesome. They should make that a mobile game.
Yeah.
That'd
Yes.
be sick.
They made it a GameCube game, but they didn't. Not GameCube. Advanced game. They made it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
they did the advanced game.
Yeah.
So that I used to play that all the time.
Yeah, the advanced games are kind of like a continuation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Go way in the back. Oh, what's up,
way up
guys?
front.
Oh, all right. You. I like that shirt.
Thank you. Do you think that there's like a connection between games like genre or structure that are easier to jump into on your backlog? Like that you're like, oh, I've had this game for a while, I'll just play it. And there's some that you might be more likely to play, like if there's a kind of a connection between them.
I feel like right now it's so easy to be able to tell like what you're gonna like and what you're gonna be like drawn to. So there's like so much online that you could find out about a game to be like, is this gonna capture me? You know, is this gonna be something that I'm into?
Yeah.
I don't know about a specific genre. I mean, like JRPGs, you're gonna be playing those games for like a million hours.
Yeah.
There's howlongtobeat.com is really good.
Yeah.
If you want to see how long it's gonna take you to plow through.
Yeah, that
something.
gives you a good estimate of like
Yeah.
what to expect. In terms of like genre, like if the game in my backlog is a platformer, I'll be like, oh, I like platformers. Is this similar to Mario platformer or a Sonic platformer? And they'll take it from there. First-person shooters is another thing. Like a lot of those are very similar. So as long as it's short, you know, we can just hop in and go through it. And then that might sway me to play that over like a big open world game in my backlog.
I feel like some games have more of a structure where it's like episodic and that you can play it a little bit and then
Yeah, like
stop.
the Telltale games were like that.
Whereas other games that they don't have like missions and they're just kind of like you play the game through the whole way, it's kind of harder to figure out when to stop. So
yeah,
you don't
when they
make that
let you
commitment of
do
starting.
anything you want, you don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So,
That's a problem with like Red Dead Redemption 2.
yeah.
Like, I'm not anywhere close to beating that game
Yeah.
because there's just way too much stuff to do.
Yeah.
You know, you just get lost in it.
Yeah.
So
That was something we actually talked about last night because I have a friend. Most of my friends are either close to or done with Red Dead Redemption 2. I have one friend who's still on chapter 2 because all he does is collect everything in sight. He does every single side quest, every single hunting mission, and it's just like, dude, at some point, move on.
yeah.
Half of that stuff doesn't matter.
Played what was the game? It was really popular on the 360. Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Love Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
So Catalyst, I finished the first game. The second game, I couldn't finish it because there were so many collectibles in that game that it was like I couldn't pay attention to
Yeah.
the storyline, and I kept getting all the collectibles because they were everywhere. So it's
I
in my
loved the
backlog.
first Mirror's Edge. I did
Yeah.
not finish the second Mirror's Edge.
It seemed like it had a good story, but I just couldn't finish it because
I really like the second one.
Did we have a backlog on it?
We didn't have a backlog on it.
Oh, okay.
Because if we did, it would have just been me telling you
Would've
you're
been like
wrong
20
for
minutes.
not liking it.
The first Mirror's Edge is amazing.
It is,
It's
yeah.
a really good game. So, yeah. I was a little disappointed with the second one, but yeah. All right, well, thank you.
Thank you. All right, anyone else? We got
Next.
two guys over there. We got one guy there. Dude's in the back.
Hey, man.
I have two questions.
Sure.
So what have you been doing at PAX this year? Is the first one. Second one, how deep is the love for Mario Maker?
Well, I got to answer the second question.
Yeah, answer
first.
the second question.
The love is very deep. Where the hell is it? June.
Yeah.
I'm like, so like that's E3. Like, is it gonna come out while I'm at E3?
Maybe.
Am I not going
Hopefully.
to E3 because I want to play the game? That's a very big deal to me. That's like life. That's a life-changing game right there. I was talking about it with somebody last night actually. Mario Maker is like the first one came out and it was an amazing concept that nobody played because it came out on the Wii U. So now it's coming to the Switch, which sold how many more units than the Wii U? This is going to be a huge freaking deal. So the love is very deep for that game. What was the first question?
What have
You blindsided me with the second question.
What have you guys been doing at PAX this year?
What have we been doing? We've been playing a lot of.
Yeah.
I've been trying to play as many Switch games as I can so I can make a video on it. So my favorite so far, I think, or the one that sticks in my head the most was Cyber Shadow,
That was very good.
the Yacht Club Games one that they made Shovel Knight. They're making like a Ninja Gaiden-esque game, kind of like The Messenger, but
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like The Messenger.
No, it feels
very
more
different.
like, yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah, I played a
we've
little
just
bit
been
of that.
bouncing between games, trying to play as much as possible. After this, after we hang out with you guys outside, if you want to, I gotta play more games.
Okay.
And then we gotta leave.
Yeah. I played Ion Maiden from 3D Realms. It's built on the Duke Nukem 3D engine, and it feels just like Duke Nukem 3D. So if you were into that game back in the day, check that out. It will be on Switch as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Next.
Who's next?
Got some guys
All
over there.
right.
Over there, over there, over there.
Everywhere.
Oh.
Questions.
We got
Hey,
AJ
friends,
over there.
how you doing?
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
What up?
You guys are next.
Sup?
How's it going? Hey, you
Going
made this
pretty good.
shirt.
I did. There's like a pretty good chance I'm literally the one who made that shirt.
Yeah, a shirt like this that you can get at wolfdenapparel.com.
Or just go to their shop.
Or just go to their shop.
and ask them to print one.
Or buy it
Shameless
here at the
self-promotion.
Screenwave booth at PAX East 2019 in Boston, Massachusetts.
Stop doing that.
All right.
Shameless self-promotion.
Yeah.
So you mentioned before that the Incredible Hulk game was amazing,
Yes.
and the Superman games tend to fall short. Like Batman games are usually pretty good. The new Spider-Man game is absolutely amazing. How do you think you could go about making a good Superman game or a good Green Lantern game? Because there's so many superheroes and they don't get the love.
I think a big problem is, like I said, like people tend to overthink things, especially when it comes to Superman, because he's, all the way up here. He's the top superhero. He's the most powerful. He's the nicest guy in the world. How do you make a game about that? How do you create conflict and things like that? And it's just, look, Superman's been around for 80 years. Like, people make stories about Superman for the past 80 years. So it's possible. You just have to take a step back and look, what are the cores of the character? He's always willing to help people. He's able to defeat people that no one else can. Yeah, he can and does get his ass kicked a lot. But he's the type of person who can get up and keep going until he finishes the fight. So, and there have been games like that before. You just have to apply that same concept to Superman. His heat vision, his freeze breath and all that, that's just like guns, basically. So that should control like a gun. His X-ray vision is just detective vision, so that should control like that. His strength, that should just control like every other super strong game out there. Really, the most important thing that probably hasn't been cracked yet is flight. But we're getting closer to that more and more with other games.
I think one of the biggest problems with superhero games is that, in the past, these developers just got this IP, and the license holders are just make this game, put it out as quick as possible. We don't really care.
Yeah.
So that's why those games aren't bad, and they're hoping that the license will, the name will just sell
Yeah.
copies. They don't really
Game,
care how
yeah.
good it is.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of the Death and Return of Superman on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
But that straight up had a life bar. There was no
Yeah.
Superman mechanics, and
Yeah.
you pretty much die in the first level, and then you play as all the other Supermen.
Yeah. I would say, you look at the Injustice games, those games don't make any sense.
Yeah, you
how
have
the
a
hell can
kryptonite
Robin
pill.
stand toe to toe with Superman?
Yeah.
But he does. They don't care. It's just a fighting game. Have everybody beat each other
Well, what's
up.
the narrative reason for that? It's the
Batman
superhero pill.
Batman creates a Kryptonian pill that people take so that they can stand toe to toe with other Kryptonians.
That's dumb.
It's dumb, but you know what? They didn't overthink it. It's just just make them take a magic pill. It'll work, and it did. So,
Is there a developer that you think could do superheroes that fly and have super strength, like Superman, like Green Lantern, like Iron Man, that could do them well?
wasn't there a game recently that what's that? Doesn't Anthem have flight in it?
Yes.
I
don't know if we
do we trust BioWare right now? Is what I should be saying.
We should trust EA to do that.
True. But they've been doing so well with Star Wars, said nobody ever.
I mean, we got Insomniac with Spider-Man.
We got Insomniac with Spider-Man.
Warner, who friggin'
Rocksteady
with
with Batman.
Batman. So there's plenty of developers. I mean, Rockstar could do.
Rockstar could do. They probably wouldn't want.
They wouldn't want to. Their IPs are too strong. But there's plenty of developers that could do awesome jobs.
Yeah.
Even Radical. They're not around.
They're not around anymore. Yeah. But really, all it takes is time and money. So
Well,
as long as-
Insomniac did what's it called? Infamous.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's why they went on to do Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Radical did Prototype.
Sucker Punch did Infamous.
See, this is why I have you. I don't know anything about any of this stuff. Never mind. Forget everything I said in the last minute.
All right.
So yeah,
All right.
that's all we got.
So, yeah. All right.
Thank
Next,
you.
we got
All right,
over here.
make my way over here.
Hey, man.
Hey. So how particular are you guys about the games that you add to your backlog? And then by extension, for those of us who are not familiar with your channel, how would you go about it if neither of you had played one of the games that you had just pulled up?
That has happened.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
This is how we determine whether or not we add a game to our backlog. Hey, I bought this game. Okay, let me add it to the backlog. It's just really just a collection of like every game we've ever purchased that like became like our backlog catalog.
Well, sometimes I find myself at like a retro game store and I'm like, oh, that game looks cool. And then I'm like, wait, am I going to play it? Am I going to have to put this in the backlog and then talk about it one day? So like, sometimes I'm weary. Like we bought games.
Yeah, we bought games today that we didn't add. Well, not today, like this weekend.
Like,
that we didn't.
yeah, like yesterday I
Yeah.
bought games that we didn't add because I was afraid to have to talk about them. But we have picked games that we have never played, but most of the time we talk about why we bought that game. Like my favorite episode is NCAA.
NCAA College Hoops 2003.
Yeah. Why did I get that game? I bought that game because it's one of the rarest games for the GameCube. However, I bought the Xbox version.
You bought the original Xbox
which is
version.
not rare. So there was no reason for me to buy that. And I definitely didn't play it. So that's what happens.
Yeah.
And have you ever pulled up a game that you didn't remember at all?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But luckily, if there's not an audience, we can just look
We
it
just
up.
we just wiki it.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Thank you.
Over there.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going? This is more a question for Will. Are you gonna make sure that Bob eats in June when Mario Maker 2 comes out, or is somebody gonna be able to?
I might have to.
Make sure I eat now.
Yeah. No, I'll come over every once in a while. I mean,
I'm not leaving the house.
yeah. I mean,
Well, I can with the Nintendo
Just a simple
Switch.
Yeah,
knock
I
on the
mean,
door.
you're-
Hey, you still alive in there?
I mean, really,
Wellness
like,
check.
you know, you still live with mom and dad, so they should be the ones like
Yeah,
feeding
man.
you and like making sure you're right. But no, usually when the eldest son returns for Sunday
Hopefully
dinner,
by then I'm not. Let's be
and
real
it's
here.
always like, Willie, you have to do something about your brother. He's not eating. He hasn't seen the sun in like 6 days. I don't know what's going on.
But I always shower.
He does.
I want you to know that. I'm glad that got an applause.
I don't know if they're playing for that or my impression of
Probably
our
that.
mother. Yeah,
That makes a lot more
Make
sense.
sure you get that on film so we can show Kathy that like people like when I do impressions of her.
Yeah, except her.
I had another one. Have you guys like found a hidden gem that you just fell in love with through the backlog? And
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a couple times. Yeah.
What's one that we really liked that we... Oh, actually, this is one. We talked about Mega Man Legends once.
Yeah.
And you talked about how it wasn't that good. And
Yeah.
It didn't hold up. And I kind of like agreed with you because I'm not a big fan of the N64 era
Yeah.
and like the PS1 era. I think a lot of those games just don't hold up.
Mm-hmm.
But then I played some of it for Game Capture, and I really like it.
Yeah.
And I like it a way more after replaying it than I did when we talked about it on the backlog. So
Right.
that's one hidden gem. I mean, it's a very popular game,
Yeah.
but that's a game that I fell in love with again after playing it. So
Yeah, I remember we did an episode on Sonic Chaos for the Game Gear, and that's a game like we had forgotten about up until that moment. But once like we talked about it, like every good memory of that game just came rushing back.
yeah,
So
that's a hidden gem.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people
Yeah.
talk about that one. Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
thank you. Anyone else?
Next. Anybody?
I have a question for you, actually.
Oh,
Okay.
Greg.
Are there any games in your backlog that you have not played yet, and
Yes.
you're yearning to talk about it,
Oh.
Ooh,
and you haven't talked about it yet?
we haven't played yet, but we want to talk about it.
I'm not gonna lie. NCAA was one that I was like, I hope we get this.
Yeah.
This is gonna be really funny.
I'm trying to see here.
What's one? Do we have any like rare in-box stuff? Not really.
No.
Looks like I've stumped you.
You did.
You did, yeah.
did
That's a
stump
good
us.
question.
A game that we haven't played yet, but we want to talk
Or
Another rule-
even a game that you've played, but you haven't talked about it, but you really want to talk about it. You're just waiting for that.
Mirror's
lucky
Edge
number.
is another one.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that because you just said that, but that's one that I would love to talk about. I want to talk about more retro stuff, but the problem is we have so many games that
Yeah.
like the probability is that it's probably going to be like an Xbox 360 game or something around there because that's when we bought most of our games. But I'd love to talk about more of like Sonic 3 would be awesome.
Yeah.
Sonic and Knuckles, like all that stuff.
I would like to talk about like the weird like PS2, GameCube games that we have because like there were like a lot of random ones that we could buy for like $10. Yeah. So. Oh, I've just found one. It's a game I haven't played, but I would like to talk about it. Mark Echo's Getting Up, Contents Under Pressure.
I remember that.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot to talk about with that game.
Cool.
Anyone else? Questions? Greg, or that? Okay.
We got time.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the most backloggable game you've played at the show? So something you totally intend to buy, intend to play, but you know deep down that you're probably never going to play it.
That's usually a more modern game. Like I still haven't played Resident Evil 7, and I bought it like way back. So
Resident Evil 6 also.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 6 I bought.
knowing that's the bad one, like we still bought it.
I knew it was the bad one. It was way after it came out, and it was like $6. So I was like, well, I love all the Resident Evil games, so I got to get this one. But I knew I wasn't going to play that freaking game. What games did I buy the other day? I bought Animaniacs for the Sega Genesis.
Yes.
I bought Shanghai for the Master System.
Yes.
Because I wanted a Master System. We don't have any Master System game. And I bought one more.
I bought Revolution X for the Genesis.
I might play Animaniacs.
Yeah.
Shanghai I'm going to play for like 2 seconds just to see if our Master System converter works.
Yeah.
But then probably never again. There's plenty of retro games that I buy just because I'm like, oh, that box art looks cool.
Goonies 2 for the NES. That's a game I bought just on the name value alone. Like,
Wait, that's a thing?
Yeah.
Goonies 2?
Goonies
Isn't
2.
one of them like super rare?
I think there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's a game for Goonies. I think they just made a sequel, Goonies 2.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think it's supposed to be a sequel to the movie.
Yeah, it's a sequel to the
as
movie,
a video
but it's
game.
as a video game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Any other questions over there?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, man.
Hello.
Hi there. So you introduced the podcast with the rules about games that you're saying it's okay to stop and not play because they're not good, and games to own merely to have as a collector item. What was the genesis of that system? So what games basically did you not want to continue to play? What games did you just buy because they look pretty?
I bought, what was it, Bubsy?
Yeah.
Because I loved the box art. Because the box was pristine, and it was like $20.
Yeah.
I was like, I need this. I'm never gonna freaking. Oh, actually, I did play Bubsy just to see how bad it was. It's
Okay.
a very bad game.
I can tell you at least 2 games that I quit, halfway through because I'm like, this is just not fun. One is The Evil Within. I was not a fan of that game at all. And the other one, and get your pitchforks and torches ready, was Borderlands 2.
Oh, those are naughty words here,
I know.
especially on this day.
I know. If you missed it, I tweeted something about like I don't care about Borderlands 3, and everybody came after me.
There was not
for
a
it.
single person who was on your side. With
This is like, and I played Borderlands 2. I tried. I was not having fun, so I stopped. And apparently, I might as well have murdered a grandmother. That's how bad it was.
I really liked the first Borderlands. The second one, I played through it. I liked it, but something I had to play other games.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. So I'm excited for the new one. I don't know. What was the question? We had games that we
like quit halfway through, and games we bought just to collect.
I know there's so many more games that I bought just to have
Yeah.
and had no intention to play.
Yeah.
But I'm drawing a blank right now on that.
Okay, then what's the game that you bought that you spent the most on but I have no intention of playing?
There's a lot of like almost.
I can tell you that in terms of comics, I've bought a lot of expensive comics I have no intention of reading.
I almost bought Donkey Kong. What's it called?
Game & Watch.
Game & Watch. Yeah, I really want one of those, but they're like $150. Like whenever I see them like in a store, and it's like you're not getting a deal. You're getting upcharged on that, you know. So, yeah. There's plenty of stuff that I still want and have no intention of playing. We didn't buy that, but we have a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 that we have solely as a collector's item.
Yeah.
That we don't intend to play at all.
Yeah.
The disc is like super pristine, and I don't want to like touch it. But yeah. Oh, we have one sealed in box.
The
Game Boy Advance.
Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah, which is like such a like random game to have sealed in box.
Well, I remember I bought it because it was $15, but on eBay it was going for like $200.
Oh, you bought it?
I bought it.
Knowing that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, so he bought it just as a collector's item.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought we had it and we just never played it.
No. Yeah, no, I bought it, like saw it was $15. I'm like, get that.
I did that with Tetris for the DS because all the Tetris games are like they end up being worth something, and that one isn't. So that was a waste.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks.
Who's
else?
next?
I'm about to buy a Resident Evil 4 again for like the 4th time on Switch. Yeah. Is there like any game that you just keep buying because it keeps getting re-released or like remade, or you just lost it and you just want to have it back?
You just reminded me of the third game that I bought. It was the original Super Mario Brothers for the NES, but this time it was packed in with Duck Hunt and World Track Meet.
Yeah.
That's the only copy that I don't have of that, so I bought it here 2 days ago. So that's a game that I buy every single time that's available anywhere.
Yeah. I'll find myself rebuying Sonic 2 because that's on like every platform and it's usually on sale for like $1 no matter where. So I have that like on every system just in case I want to play it. But yeah, no, when Resident Evil 4 comes out on Switch, look out. Here we go again.
But you don't have every copy of it.
I don't have
I'm
every
a little
copy.
disappointed in you and your fandom of
I will fix that. I can actually fix that right here at PAX East 2019 in Boston, Massachusetts. Now I'm really just doing that to piss you off.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Who's
I've
next?
I've done the same thing with Final Fantasy VII. Every single one
There
that
you
comes
go.
out. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, you
I got
just
it
got
right
that on the
again.
Switch now.
Yeah.
Keep on
All
getting
right.
my money.
Here we got someone over there. We got over there. We got over there. We got over there. We got everywhere.
Where else? Keep those hands up.
He's coming. He's waddling.
He's coming. He's taking his time.
There you are.
I found a copy of Brave Fencer Musashi. Should I start playing it?
What was that?
I found a copy of Brave Fencer Musashi for the PS1 by Square Soft before they turned Square Enix.
Ooh.
Should I play that?
Now that's some weeb stuff right there.
I'm going to say yes just on the title alone. That's a badass title.
The box art looks sick too. I've never heard of this game before in my life, but that box art looks sick.
Yeah.
Is this a JRPG?
Yes.
Yeah, action
Okay, that
role-playing
explains.
video game developed and published by Square in 1998 for the PlayStation home console.
I mean, was
Real-time sword-based combat in a 3D environment.
Was it expensive?
At the time, it was only like $20.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This seems like one that you're not gonna find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. $20 is like perfectly reasonable for a game like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
For
so,
sure.
Yeah, buy it, play it.
Or don't play it because the box art looks awesome.
Yeah.
You can
yeah,
just leave
just
it.
pop it up on your shelf.
I'd say that's worth $20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
No problem. Next up.
It is action role-playing, real-time.
Oh.
That might be something I would try.
Hello.
What is the oldest game that you own that you've never played?
I bought a copy of Asteroids for the Atari just to have an Atari game, and it was $1.
Yeah.
So that might be.
I think that's it.
That might be the oldest.
Yeah.
But previously to that,
Probably Super
Tetris.
Mario, Duck Hunt.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's like our gaming started around like Tetris and like the original Super Mario. So
Yeah.
That's the first one we like actually got for ourselves.
Yeah.
But as an adult, Asteroids is the first game that I purchased.
I should look through because my father-in-law gave me his Atari 2600 and the games and his Intellivision and the game. So I need to like look through and see what's there and see if I can hook them up to a modern television. So.
Hello.
Hey.
So, is there any game or system that you've sunk so much time in that the game or system no longer worked?
Yes.
Because you loved it so much, and what game would it be?
We went through like 3 Xbox 360s just because we played that so much back in the day.
Xbox 360 was our
I mean, granted, it was a faulty console, but
our Game Gear got loved a little. It got hugged too much.
yeah, our Game Gear is dying.
Yeah, we need another Game Gear.
Trying to think what else.
A lot of our Sega Genesis games are getting pretty ratty.
I think those just might need to be, the contacts need to be cleaned.
Yeah.
Our Sega Genesis, you've had to repair the power port.
I feel like that might be as big of a phenomenon as the Red Ring of Death.
Yeah.
On the Sega Genesis 2 model, the second model, it feels like, does anybody have a Sega Genesis Model 2? You ever feel like you have to jiggle the cable? That's actually on the inside on the board. There's a solder joint that fell through the board. So when you're jiggling it, you're connecting the solder joint to the wire. But it feels like the cable's broken, but it's not the cable, it's actually the board. But it's all like old, it's like an old board, so like the solder joint is really easy to fix. Even if you don't know how to solder, you just kind of got to melt it with a soldering iron, and then it just solders back together. So it's like a super easy fix, but you might think you need a new power cable, but you don't. We've loved a lot of our stuff to death. We don't have anything that's like super nice. It's all like
everything
beat
looks
up.
like it was played.
Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you.
We got time for like 1 or 2 more.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Okay, you probably get this question a lot, but for older consoles, 90s, 80s, what's like your favorite one? Like the one that you probably played the most?
For older consoles.
Yeah. I mean, I have such fond nostalgia for the N64 and the Genesis.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say N64.
Yeah, I know you're not, but
Sega Genesis probably.
Yeah.
Probably Sega Genesis. When I go to like a retro game store, I target the Sega Genesis section, and a lot of stores don't even have Sega Genesis sections. I'm starting to like Super Nintendo a lot more because I didn't grow up with one, but I played a lot after, So yeah, I'd say Sega Genesis probably. Yeah, it takes. And I'm starting to fall in love with the Game Boy again.
Yeah.
We had a Game Boy.
We did.
And we liked it. And we had a bunch of games. We had some terrible games.
We
though.
did.
So now I'm getting better games, and I'm liking that too. Yeah. So my favorite, I'm gonna say Sega Genesis. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, we could do another.
Yeah.
Hey man.
Hey.
Hello. How about getting the show on Spotify?
Talk to this guy. That's all his fault.
So let me just say this now because I've said it on the podcast. I'll say it again. It's not easy to get your podcast on Spotify.
Unless you just give it to Anchor, but we don't like Anchor right now.
Anchor or a company like that will that's allegedly put your podcast everywhere.
One time we tried to just move everything to Anchor, and then the podcast was gone off of everything for like a week.
Yeah.
They like totally screwed up. So we don't like them anymore.
So the podcast will at some point in our lifetimes be on Spotify. Yeah. I can't confirm to a date. That podcast that you can subscribe on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. All right. Who's next?
He's got it.
So I'm realizing right now that as far as the games I haven't played that I have on Backlog go, there's a clear bias for physical in order for me to play them. I think I have like 2 physical copies that I haven't played for my Xbox One, but if I go into my digital library, there's like probably more than 10 that I haven't played.
Yeah.
Because they're not staring you in the face.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do you have that same kind of bias?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Steam, nobody's ever beaten every game with their Steam account, and nobody intends to. That's just gonna sit there.
Like I know I have so many because like specifically with the Xbox One and the PS4, I started like downloading them digitally just like to reduce clutter in my house. But I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm looking at it now. Like I said, Resident Evil 7, This War of Mine, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the rest of the Master Chief Collection, Cuphead you bought. A bunch of other Tomb Raider games, The Witcher 2.
I'll say that if you're locked with your like Switch or your laptop that has like a bunch of games on it, if you're like on a plane or something, you will be more inclined to try a bunch of the stuff that's like on your digital library than you would have probably previously. But if you're like sitting at home and you could do literally anything, you're not touching those those digital games.
For one of the physical copies, it was I got it with my Xbox because my Xbox broke, so I bought a new one, and it was the only game that I could buy with it. So it was Shadow of War, which I know is like a good game, but I just haven't gotten to it yet because I didn't mean to buy it.
I only played a few hours of Shadow of War. I was getting burnt out on those types of games. There's too many games like that where like you like hit and then you counter, and that particular one, the button that you're supposed to press would show up above their heads, and I'm like, I'm not that stupid. Come on.
The other physical copy is Spyro Remastered, which is like I need to take a day to just like tackle that.
Yeah,
I can't just like. You have to be dedicated to that.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I think we gotta go. We got a minute left.
Yeah. All right. One more question, and then we'll.
One more quick, real quick.
Real quick. Who's got a quick one?
Yeah, go as far as you can, Greg.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, so I have a backlog. I'm guessing goes back 8 years, maybe around PS3.
Okay.
I was kind of wondering how you guys approach your backlog and kind of like what titles you just maybe bury.
Oh, I bury a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just have no shame about like what we're not gonna ever play.
I try to play like whatever I'm playing right now. I try to get a good sense of whether or not I'm gonna finish it, and if I decide I'm going to finish it, I will play just that game and nothing else. And then when I beat it, I go back like 1 or 2 games. Like I'm playing through Resident Evil 2 right now. I'm gonna beat that. I'm gonna go back to Red Dead, and then I'm gonna beat that, and I'm gonna go probably Shadow of the Tomb Raider next. And then from there, if I ever beat that, I'll keep going back 1 game.
See, I like very rarely play an old game unless it's like something that's like really grabbing my eye because I'm always trying to keep up on like the newest stuff.
Yeah.
So that's very difficult for me.
Yeah.
Do you guys typically play online games at all, or?
Yeah, I play online.
Yeah.
So some he doesn't.
Yeah, not as much as I used to. I like a good single player game. I like to be left alone.
Like I played a little Apex.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
What about like trophy or achievement collecting?
Oh no.
No. Yeah.
I'm not a completionist.
Yeah.
I'm not completing it. Except for Super Mario Odyssey, I completed the hell out of that. But no. But thank you.
Yeah.
And thanks everybody.
Thank
We got
you
to
everybody
go.
for coming to our show.
Thank you. We're gonna try to hang out outside unless they kick us out.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys there. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.